Very warm. Don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of geological instability on this planet.
What, Earth?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Or maybe we watched an episode called Pen Pals.
Maybe.
And this episode was, interesting.
It was.
It was good. I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
Good episode for Data,
Mm-hmm.
learning about his humanity and the dilemmas involved.
Child protection issues.
Yeah.
You know, well, talking to a minor without the rest of the team knowing.
That's true.
That's a clear breach of child protection.
True.
Mm-hmm. And the child being left on the planet by the parents and the family.
Not very responsible.
Clearly needs some kind of...
Well, I think the parents were there, but she run back to collect her equipment.
Well, I went back to watch the episode to see why did she stay on the planet, because by the end of the episode, I kind of clocked, oh, hold on, why was she still there?
Oh, okay.
And she says that she didn't want to leave without her transmitter or something, equipment.
Yeah, which is why she ran back, wasn't it? Because she came through the door.
Oh, really?
She wasn't there to start off with, and then she comes through the door.
You and your family must leave.
We already have. We ran when the tremors began.
Then why are you here?
My father wouldn't let us take anything, but I had to have my transmitter.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave without the equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to have a word with their parents.
Yeah, either they're just very unfit, maybe they, they couldn't be bothered to run after her. It's like, oh.
You got to think, like with your kids, right? Your house is burning down. You're scrambling to get out of the house. And then your kid says to you, Dad, I need to go back in for my teddy bear. And you're like, go on then, I'm off.
Yeah.
That's clearly child protection issues going on here.
I felt sorry for that teddy bear in Star Trek Generations.
Starship separation in 4 minutes, 15 seconds.
Meryl!
Yes?
There's no one here with these kids. Let's get them to the Jeffrey Coop. We'll find their parents later.
Starship separation in.
Always gets me every time.
Just replicate a new one.
Oh, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but it was...
Are there any perfect episodes, James?
No.
Okay.
But there's certain things that could have been done to improve upon it. Mm-hmm. But I still thought it was good.
Yeah.
And also we can see, I put a question out there to our viewers as well, what they thought of the episode. So at the beginning of the episode, we find out it's the first manned vessel to the Salondi Dreamer system.
It's one of my favourite systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And they've noticed there's a lot of the geological instability across the 5 planets. Well, after he does his captain's log, it's nice to see Picard riding a horse.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is the only location shot in the entire season 2.
Oh, really? So everything else is on the ship?
Yeah, everything else is on sets or nothing else is on location. That's the only scene. Right. Oh, this is different. In my mind, I was thinking was just the only location. It's just the first location shot, but I think there have been some in season 1. Like, I think Justice was on location, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and surely in an Encounter at Farpoint.
Oh, yeah.
Data's in the holodeck whistling.
That looks like a location shot, doesn't it? Yeah. And obviously he rides horses in Generations as well, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So
must be a Starfleet captain thing, because Kirk rides the horse as well.
Yeah. Well, I think William Shatner is a horse rider, generally speaking. He owns his own horses, so he's into horses.
Did you ever have a pen pal?
Oh, well, I tried. It was a bit of...
tried. It didn't write back.
It was the other way around. I didn't write back. It's like a bit one way. It was
that poor child somewhere.
Did you have a pen pal?
No.
Any pals generally?
No. Pen or otherwise.
No pen. I had a pen.
No pals.
I had a pen, but plenty of pens. No
Yeah.
pals. He's about to get on his horse, but then Riker interrupts.
Oh.
There's something terrifying and thriving ecosystem, and it is now nothing.
Disaster strikes.
Yeah. He does that a lot, doesn't he, Riker? Interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should know if the captain's on
Busy.
the chill bit.
Exactly.
Don't interrupt him.
And I don't know. I put this in here, but I don't know when this happened. But we get the tea Earl Grey phrase mentioned again. But this is
nice.
the actual beverage turns up this time, and he actually drinks it.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the first time he says it. He got like a plant.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, is that really Earl Grey tea he's actually drinking, do you know?
Please let us know if you know, because I don't know. Does Patrick Stewart like tea? Let us know in the comments.
Does he like Earl Grey tea?
Exactly. Do you like Earl Grey tea? Because I'm not a
don't
big
like
fan
any
of
tea.
it. Oh.
Do you like tea?
You don't have any pals?
No, don't drink
Plenty
tea.
of pens, don't like tea.
Don't like coffee.
No.
It's very un-British.
No, I don't
isn't it?
like I don't know if I like the taste of it, no.
What tea?
I like tea on its
Oh,
own,
but not
not
Earl
Earl
Grey.
Grey. No,
Okay.
no.
I wonder whether fans have given Patrick Stewart so much Earl Grey tea that he's sick of it.
Disgust! I hate it!
This is probably the least interesting part of the episode. Not that it's terrible, because obviously it's about Wesley building a planetary mineral survey team. But to be honest, it's not a terrible part. It's quite an interesting part of the story, to be honest, to see how Wesley takes responsibility for those who are older than him, more experienced than him.
And for Wesley overall in the Next Generation, I think this is probably one of the better or best
Yeah, I think
episodes.
so. For him, yeah, because it shows him developing. Yeah, and he's not
Annoying.
perfect. He's not annoying because he's a bit out of his depth.
Oh no, not as annoying.
Yeah, okay. He's not. Yeah, and it's nice to see that he's not. Oh, I've got the answers for everything like he does in most of season 1. It's like I just need to do that, done, and no one else could have worked that out apart from him. Pulaski's worried about putting too much pressure on him. Yeah, but then Picard's saying, "Well, we need to make sure we put some pressure on him so that he's not going to be, when anything's hard in life, that he's not going to be just obsolete or useless in everything he's doing."
Tempering is taken to extremes.
He is a boy, not a sword.
Who will one day become a man. And to extend the metaphor, we'll need a fine edge that won't dull at the first touch of resistance.
It's interesting because you don't really see this kind of interaction in Star Trek. Like, you don't see people developing their career because by and large, everyone is in their role and you're following these people who are already in their predefined roles doing stuff. It's not really about, the show generally isn't about career progression. So yeah, it's interesting to have this minor character to follow along, and this is a really good, for its time, good episode about learning and authority and training.
And I like Picard also saying, he appreciates officers ask questions rather than allow ego to lead them blindly.
And by the way, I respect an officer who is prepared to admit ignorance and ask a question, rather than one who out of pride will blunder blindly forward.
I understand, sir.
Yeah, there's a lot of good lessons in this.
Yeah.
That you can take and apply to your real life as well.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot
about leadership, working in a team.
And on the bridge, I think not everyone's there, because I think Data and Worf are on the bridge because they had a bit of a moment because Data's made a lot of mess.
Yeah, which I thought was a bit unusual. Like, to me, I would have thought
I think it's more of a gimmick, isn't it, to make it funny?
Yeah.
Because Wolf trips over the equipment.
I will be removing that equipment to my quarters.
Good.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced by. But
yeah, because you wouldn't think Data would be.
That didn't need to be
messy.
In there.
Yeah, that's true.
It could have been someone else. If it was a human, then making the mess.
Yeah, that's true. When they were drafting the script, they hadn't made a decision about what character would be best to be the one that's communicating to.
Sarjenka.
Sarjenka on the planet. So I think they eventually settled onto Data.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think is probably the best character because of his childlike thinking and approach.
Imagine if it was Worf.
Yeah. Die.
You're on the planet on your own. Not my problem.
Yeah, it's true. If it was Wolf, because based on the conversation later, he would just leave her on the
then
planet.
You can die without honor.
Yeah. Wesley puts the team together. The first person's already questioning him because he's put a married couple together on the same team.
And here you see his first wavering. Of like, you're right. Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. So it cuts to Data in his quarters and he hears, he detects the frequency and hears a response or a call out. Is anybody out there? And he just answers the question. Yes. Yeah. So.
See, because I remember that specific scene.
Well, when he answers. Yeah.
And in my mind, that had happened just before the opening credits.
Ah, okay. Yeah. But it happened quite long after, didn't it?
Yeah. And when I was going back through the episode, it's not until right near the end that you actually meet Sarjenka.
Yeah.
I was like, it's quite late, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's one thing I think was probably lacking in the episode is seeing a bit more of that relationship with Sarjenka and Data, because a lot of it was leading up to it, and there's a lot of the technical stuff to do with the geology and things.
Did you say this is the first time that the Federation have been in this area?
It's the first. Well, they had unmanned ships there, but this is the first manned mission.
Okay, so Sarjenka is actually the first person from this alien race that they've met.
Yeah.
Because when she comes onto the bridge, obviously Picard doesn't like kids.
Doesn't like kids.
This is first contact
as well.
Get off my bridge.
Why is there a child on my bridge?
Yeah. Because now considering that it's actually a first contact, to me that puts a whole new light on it. Like,
yeah.
Because I know there's that discussion about the Prime Directive in the quarters later on.
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't have initiated first contact because I'm presuming this race is pre-warp.
Maybe, but where did all the families go?
They ran away, didn't they?
Oh, but died anyway because they can't fly anywhere.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to find higher land or somewhere safer to go, but the whole planet was unstable.
It was.
I think they just ran away from the home.
And she was the only life form they found.
It was,
so the question is, where did everyone else go? Did they leave the planet, or did they just go somewhere else on the planet and they're all dead now?
Well, they wouldn't be dead because they fixed the problem, didn't they?
Well, the Federation did.
Yeah.
I suppose all the local inhabitants.
They popped back to their homes. Yeah, I don't know. They must have just left them there.
Because I don't think we're told.
No. In my mind, I don't think it's if it was a warp capable species, then they would have left that planet ages ago. They wouldn't have just been staying there.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They would have anticipated this issue. They were there in that system for 8 weeks.
Right.
Because obviously it cuts, and then there's another captain's log, and it says 6 weeks in the sector, Wesley's still got his team doing stuff. Picard must be doing this activity with the horse for at least 6 weeks, but it's actually 8 weeks because it says, oh, by the way, 8 weeks ago I've been in contact with Sarjenka, this girl called Sarjenka.
I love the look on Picard's face. He's like,
Ugh.
kind of like, right, great, thanks, Dieter. Thanks. Like, there's a problem that we've got to fix now.
Yeah, and he asked all communication with this life form must cease. So he has to stop.
Yeah. And I thought it was quite interesting because for me, that order means, okay, I'm not communicating with her anymore. But for Data, that meant going over to the panel and saying, Sarjenka, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Oh, yeah. This was on, I think he said this in the holodeck. This is before they terminate it.
Okay.
So I think he could listen to conversations maybe, but not...
Okay. Not respond.
Not respond. Data wants to look into how to remedy the situation without violating the Prime Directive. Wesley's having his issues. It was denied about doing the isogram scan or whatever it was.
Oh, it's going to take far too long.
Yeah. And then he gets a bit of advice from Riker in it. Then forward. And then he goes, yeah, I think I want to have that done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right away.
Yeah. I thought...
That was easy.
Okay.
Didn't push back that time.
Yeah, he didn't push back.
Ensign Davies, I want that icospectrogram run on the Salkundi Drama system.
You got it.
I don't know. In real life, that wouldn't happen.
No.
But, I mean, even if he didn't push back in real life, it would be more like it's a long time. Like they'll say there'll be something more. It wouldn't be so chipper and upbeat about it.
Yeah, that's true. That scan helped determine what needs to be done to repair.
And I appreciate the point that they're trying to make is that
Wesley
went in and just said, "No, I want to get this done."
Yeah,
and because he's the leader, his decision is final. So it goes, and that's kind of something he had to learn there. But yeah, the guy's response, that could be changed.
And then we go into Picard's quarters, and
it's interesting. Why are they not in the conference room?
I don't know. It's more like a casual chat.
Yeah, and I guess at the start he does say that. He does say, "I want everyone to be completely open and honest about how they feel about this."
Yeah, and they got like food in the background, and we're talking about.
Do they? Oh yeah,
yeah. George is getting something, isn't he? Yeah. It's like, no, the whole civilization's about to die. Well, I'm enjoying myself.
Chicken and chips.
Yeah. The exchange between Pulaski and Worf.
Yeah.
And then Picard trying to. It's like, the Prime Directive is an absolute. Well, I think that's very callous and rather cowardly.
Yeah, you don't say that to a Klingon.
Don't say cowardly, and then Picard's like, ugh.
He does a good job. He jumps in to deflect it all. And well,
I don't think Worf's going to...
He won't.
We'll kill you if you only have a woman. I guess he got denied in some way there. In
some way. That might be why Pulaski doesn't return after the end of season 2. Worf kills her.
Yeah.
Do you think the Prime Directive, you should go along with that 100%? Do you think you should ignore that and save the child?
I think the Prime Directive, rather than being a rule, I think it should be more of a guide. Try to follow as much as possible, but it shouldn't be an absolute. Like, I don't agree with Worf that it should be completely absolute. The debate was interesting. It's almost like, when do you save someone? Do you save someone because it's a natural disaster? Or what if it's a war? What if it's a oppressive government put in slavery? When do we interfere and when do we not? And then everyone was a bit like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, it's quite difficult.
So they're good questions he raised.
Yeah.
However, that's not the situation.
No.
This specific situation, Picard, is one girl who's like 10 or whatever, on her own, no family. And I agree with you, the Prime Directive should be more of a guide than an absolute. And there is an episode, I don't know where, or maybe in the film, I can't remember, where Picard says, Starfleet isn't looking for people who just blindly follow orders.
Oh, yeah.
And he explains, they're looking for people who are going to think and analyze the situation. Another place he says something about won't history judge us by the things that we do now. And you got to think, okay, applying that to that situation, history will judge us by how we treat this girl, whether we save her or we just leave her to die because of the Prime Directive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's working out what's the consequences of acting or not acting. Yeah, I think save the girl, and I really liked that bit when he's about to terminate the communication. Data has to sever the communication. The girl says, "Data, are you still there?" or something. And then Picard's like, "Oh, Data, your cry in the dark has now become a plea for help." I thought that was a really good performance,
he's a
realization from Patrick Stewart when he's like, he can't deny the emotional impact, because they're trying to say, we shouldn't allow our emotions interfere, and that's why it's there, because Prime Directive is there so our emotions don't affect our judgment. But in that situation, they were.
Data, where are you? Why won't you answer? Are you angry with me? Please, I'm so afraid. Data, where are you?
Wait. Data. Your whisper from the dark has now become a plea. We cannot turn our backs.
I think that's probably the best scene in the episode. Wesley has obviously worked out that scan helps.
Yes.
You have to shatter some crystals or something. I can't remember what the reason was, but they have to do something. They do something and it works.
Else, and it works. Yeah, it helps.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then
everyone on the team's like, yeah, well done, Wesley.
Yeah. And then obviously they have to deliver a message to get them to go to a safer location.
Okay.
That's why Data beams down there, because Picard says you need to let your friend know to get to a safer location and let them know, and communicate that information. But obviously you can't communicate, and they said permission to beam down.
Wow.
It's like, well, you did ask, to deliver the message.
Yeah.
So I'm just delivering a message.
Yes.
In person. What's the difference between doing it on the intercom compared to me beaming down and say you need to get to a safer location? And I think I like the bit where we're here.
Number one.
We're,
you know what we're up to now, don't you?
Yeah. Neck deep. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously when he chooses to beam down, I think they're head deep into the mess. He beams down. Well, he doesn't beam down straight away because I think Riker does it.
That's right. Yeah. Nothing to see here. Huh.
O'Brien's like, I'll just be...
I'll just take it up in the corner.
Yeah, just snoozing. But then gets involved again when he beams up Data and goes, this would be hell to pay. Yeah. It wasn't great for Data to bring the child up to the bridge.
Yeah.
But and Picard's not very happy.
No.
What do you think of the alien makeup on the girl?
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I mean, obviously, pretty much all the aliens are 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head.
True.
And that. But if that's all you're going to do, then it actually looks better than Romulan. and then Vulcan, because Vulcans is pretty much just the eyebrows and the ears.
That's true. Yeah, 'cause she had a load of things
so this
going
she's got
on.
like long fingers and stuff going on her face.
Glitter.
Yeah.
Glitter. Is it her hair was glittery or her skin?
Something was.
Yeah, something sparkly, wasn't there? But no, I thought apparently it was the makeup smudged very easily, so there can be a lot of contact.
Okay.
With her,
she was a good actress.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, it was good. She did a very good job.
Yeah,
it must have been hard for a child to have all that makeup on and act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was good, and it's nice to see. The trust that she put into Data, and obviously they saved the planet by firing a few torpedoes. That's what you do. Just fire.
There's
torpedoes.
A problem. What should we do? Blew it up.
Yeah. But then Plasky has to work out a way of apparently memories stored chemically.
Yeah. So it's just done by a simple procedure. Great.
Yeah.
No side effects that we know of.
No. And Data wasn't too happy about it, was he, to start off with? But he'll remember for the both of them the experience, and then she's been back down. And then, it's a nice little. It's all tied up in a nice little bow at the end.
Yeah, lovely.
Everything's all nice and happy. Yeah, Picard and Data have a little bit of a moment together. Remembrance and regret will make a part of something to make him a step closer to humanity. Yeah, obviously he can remember, but he regrets that he has to let go of that relationship. So. Yeah.
Again, something I wouldn't agree with. Like, an android wouldn't be able to have regret.
No.
But, I mean, you could argue that Soon has programmed him to respond, emulate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not true regret. It's a programmed response.
This episode, what would you do differently? Or how would you write it differently?
So I wrote, have a different reason for her being on the planet.
What, party?
But that was when I thought that the rest of the family had just like left her and flown away somewhere.
Oh, I see.
So
that's
irrelevant now, isn't it?
Thanks for your great analysis of this episode, Andrew.
I paid attention. I'm not really sure if I'll change anything else.
Yeah, I don't think it was a terribly bad episode. It wasn't terrible at all. It was good. It was a good episode. I would probably shorten the fingers of the alien girl, maybe.
Too creepy for you.
It's like, get away from me. No, it was fine. I think more relationship between her and Data, like you said earlier. You said, it's quite late in the episode that you see all that happen. So it'd be nice to see more of, I don't know what they would do, but I think their interaction was good. It's funny how much emotion Data can draw out of an episode or from people being an android.
Android, yeah.
Yeah.
Think, oh no, we don't want an episode about emotion and put an android in there.
Yeah.
I think actually they could have done something at the end in terms of mentioning about the alien race.
Yeah, a bit more about them as a people rather than just her. Yeah.
Like it could have just been Picard and Riker in the ready room catching up, and Picard saying, Starfleet are sending a ship to, well, obviously not necessarily make first contact, but just to monitor them to make sure that everything's all right.
Or when Data beamed down with Sarjenka at the end, the family are there or something.
Well, no, because then he'd have to wipe their mind about.
Oh, yes.
Like Men in Black.
Yeah.
Just look into this.
Dr. Plasky, we've got another 3 other more aliens that have come through. And then yes, we've done them, beam them down. Oh, no, the grandparents have come in. Oh, Just a sec. Oh no, Sarjenka's just woken up. Oh God, start again. Who are you? Is that control?
That'll be the whole episode.
The whole episode goes round and round. What did they do really well in this episode?
No, that whole discussion in the captain's quarters.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the debate, debating they did in both the Wesley conversation and the observation, and in Picard's quarters. Every character had something to say, a point of view. Yeah, from there,
as well as the lessons that Wesley is learning about leadership and authority. You can also learn a lot through Picard as well, like how he's managing that discussion. He invites people to be open and share their thoughts and opinions because he recognizes that he doesn't have all the answers. He recognizes that he doesn't know the best way forward.
Yeah.
He needs everyone's collective thoughts and experience and wisdom. Obviously, as a captain, he understands that he has to make the final decision, but it's very good leadership to invite discussion.
Yeah.
And then when Pulaski says that Worf is cowardly, he then knows, I need to interrupt here to protect Worf and to protect Pulaski.
Yeah, primarily.
Yeah. So some good lessons.
Yeah, that's true. It's good because it's a Data episode where you learn a lot about Picard.
Yeah.
About how he leads. What line stood out to you and why?
Is anybody out there? Yes. I'm not sure why it stood out to me though. I like how just the simplicity of his answer.
Linda Snodgrass is she did Measure of a Man. So she said Data's the best one because as an android, he's compelled to answer a question.
Right.
So he would just answer the question.
Yeah.
He would
you
just
need
go,
someone to answer the question, so who's it going to be? Okay.
Data would be the best one to answer that question.
Wolf will go, no! So what line stands out for you?
I think the Picard, oh, Data. Your echo in the dark has now become a plea. We cannot turn our backs.
Oh.
I thought that was a good one. What did you find funny?
Where are we up to now, Captain?
Yeah, liked O'Brien's snoozing comments. Yeah. Any ultimate bad acting moments? I didn't have any, but after you mentioned about that lieutenant or the Wesley interaction.
Well, no, that wasn't necessarily bad acting. It wasn't the right response.
Oh, okay.
Like his acting was fine because that's what he had to do for that particular role, but that wasn't the right response that I would expect in that situation.
Yeah, in that situation. Okay.
For me, the bad acting is Troy smiling.
When was she smiling?
I can't remember.
Hi, can I walk with you?
Yes.
Sorry, Marina.
Yeah, sorry.
Andrew didn't like your acting in that episode.
No. Not saying that I could do any better, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. You might look quite good in the onesie outfit. You know, low cut top.
Very fetching.
What would you say is the moral lesson?
The life of the one outweighs the rule of the many.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah.
What's that mean? Put some words together.
James wants an answer.
Yeah. Sorry, that's almost like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was going for. So the life of the one, Sarjenka, outweighs the rule of the many, the Prime Directive.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
okay. That makes more sense now. Yes. Similar.
Okay.
Principles are there as a guide, but not as a rule. How many women did Riker sleep with in this episode?
I read possibly one, because he was flirting with this girl in 10 Forward when...
Oh, Wesley, really? I missed that.
Yeah. He's in 10 Forward having a chat with a woman. She's really enjoying it.
Oh, right.
She's...
I missed that bit.
And then that's when
That's when Wesley comes in.
Wesley comes in and says, "Daddy, I've got a problem."
Ruined it all for me.
Sorry. Riker, I've got a problem. So he has to leave her and go to Wesley and address that. And then...
Daddy.
and
Might
then...
as well be. Yeah.
Just before Riker goes back to his date, essentially, Picard then calls him to the bridge or something. He has to leave anyway.
Yeah.
So he says to her, or something like, "I'll catch up with you later."
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, possibly one. Yeah.
Mm.
I thought, I don't know, it could be countless. Because it's 6 to 8 weeks. So any number is possible. That's what I put.
Yeah, that's true. Could be.
So it could be definitely at least one then. How many times was Worf denied? I put the one time Pulaski said you callous and cowardly.
Yeah.
Based on his comment about the Prime Directive as being absolute.
Oh, I see. Yeah. He was shut down by...
He was shut down, basically.
Okay, fair enough. Poor Worf.
He was denied partially to get back to his console by Data, with the equipment getting away.
Yeah.
And then how many weedy security guards are there?
I don't
see
remember
any.
No.
There we are. That's pen pals. There's another one down. That's one for the books. Yeah.
We have some feedback from our...
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, forgot about that.
From my guests.
Okay, so we had 42 votes.
42
Thank
votes.
you for your votes.
Thank you very much.
54% gave it 3 out of 5.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the majority, over half.
Solid, but nothing special.
Yeah, so it's like middle of the half. Then next is 4 out of 5, engaging, but not quite top tier. So that's about a quarter of them, 28%.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next is 5. Best, obviously, you know.
So how many people voted 5?
Huh?
How many people?
8%. Oh, how many is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 people.
4, yeah.
Voted 5. Wow.
Yeah. And
so if you're one of those people that voted 5, let us know why you voted 5. Why was this a top tier episode for you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not convinced.
Well, another fellow podcaster, Captain's Quadrant, voted.
Give it a 5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, that'd be interesting to know. And then, the remaining was
2 and a 1.
2 and a 1, 5%. Yeah.
So that's probably 1 vote on each.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the next episode, plenty of talk on that one because it is Q Who. Yeah. Which will be exciting to talk about.
Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time.